I'm grateful we all could share space today because this is a moment in history that I'm going to remember forever, just because of the impact that all this has made on our world, cultures, not only just here in America but abroad. And right now we're just here to really take this effort to make a more equal world, more fair world. We're all here to take it up in arms, I pray, and I hope, because it's not just a solo act for me to try to take on the burdens of the world and change things. And I just got to be aware of that. So with all that being said, I just want to offer my deep apologies to all those who are impacted over these last few weeks, specifically my Jewish relatives, my black relatives, all races and cultures. I feel like we all felt the impact, and I don't stand for anything close to hate speech or anti-Semitism or anything that is going against the human race. I feel like we all should have an opportunity to speak for ourselves when things are assumed about us. And I feel it was necessary for me to stand in this place and take accountability for my actions, because there was a way I should have handled all this. And as I look back and reflect, when I had the opportunity to offer my deep regrets to anyone that felt threatened or felt hurt by what I posted, that wasn't my intent at all. I meant no harm to any person, any group of people. And yeah, this is a big moment for me because I'm able to learn throughout this process that the power of my voice is very strong. The influence that I have within my community is very strong, and I want to be responsible for that. In order to do that, you have to admit when you're wrong in instances where you hurt people and it impacts them. And I just wanted to clarify some things as well on my end. When I was searching of the documentary, I was just searching up my name and searching for a deeper understanding of my heritage and where I come from. My name is Kyrie Irving. My mom named me that for a reason, and I'm here to take on, this ongoing dialogue of where we need to go with this conversation between not just the Jewish and black community, but all communities that want to see change in our world. So I'm just grateful that I'm able to stand here, know that I'm supported and loved by my family members, but all my friends, because they know I represent something bigger out here in the world, and I'm a man of peace, and I have integrity, and I have sacred honor amongst all those that I'm around. And we hold true this peaceful oath to make sure that we're there for each other in times like this. So I'm grateful that I have a great supporting system around me. Yeah, well, I'll just give you a view into my life as Kai. I think majority of you know me as Kyrie Irving. You only have a small, brief look into who I am as a person on a day-to-day. I don't spend time with any of you majority of my life. You don't really know what I do when I go home. It's just more assumptions. So let me give you an introspective look on who I am as Kai and to my family as Aya in my tribe. I grew up in I said this weeks ago, a melting pot. I grew up in a racial, harmonious environment. I'll say that. That's the best way I could describe it. There was no conversation that was off the table. I asked all the questions you can think of. If I'm asking questions about the world now, just imagine what I was asking at 14. Some things were ahead of me in terms of my experience, and it was difficult to sit with the truth of this world and things that have happened to groups of people that I felt weren't necessary. And it inflicted a lot of intergenerational pain. And that's what I'm dealing with. And the cycle that continues across the world, across every race, is that there is some type of pain that's being inflicted or some type of misunderstanding. And I was just a kid asking these questions to my family members, just trying to gain clarity on how I can survive in this world. So I grew up with black people, Jewish people, Muslims, Christians. Let's go down the list of all the races and groups of people I've sat with them. And the reason why I got a chance to sit with them is because my grandfather, who was a Lutheran pastor church in Port Orchard, Washington, He adopted my mom out of the Standing Rock tribe, Lakota. And that's what started my journey on my mom's side, was understanding that there's a white Lutheran pastor who adopted a Native child in the mid-'60s, where times were difficult and families were trying to find refuge here in America to save their generations from war upon them. And that's the birth that I come out of, is those types of individuals that have helped me understand that this world is bigger than just the issues I may have with it. And in order to survive in it, you have to treat people with peace and love, no matter what you may judge or what you may feel. So there's a lot that was learned over these last few weeks, but my childhood was a learning experience in itself, growing up with different races and cultures. You know, if you know anything about West Orange, New Jersey, yeah, I don't think I could grow up as an anti-Semite in that environment, because of how much alliance that we feel to one another, just whites, Jews, blacks, all growing up, like we had to protect each other. You know, and I don't want to leave out any races, but that's what I grew up in. I should have clarified that I'm not anti-Semitic, and I am not anti-anything when it comes to the way I live my life. So the learning lesson for me was just the power of my platform and the impact that it can cause, you know, if it's not taken care of the right way.